Hello, flower friends. I just got done with my second biggest week of the year going into the Floral Rockstar retreat on my family farm. And you guys, the retreat was epic. It was absolutely epic. If I'm going to do this every year and the experiences, the friendships formed, the business juicy nuggets that came out of that, the learning from others, the relaxation that everybody just left with was crazy. It was so next level, and so many of the experiences, everybody was just over the moon. We had a cowboy hat bar. We did yoga with goats running around. We made the most epic Strawberry Fields inspired luncheon. We had the highlight was this dinner on the styled shoot table that we did that was amazingly catered in and just beautiful. But during that, we had an electric fiddle player play, and we also had a tarot card reader, which you guys, the tarot card readings, I'm not a very woo person, but holy shit, was it on fire on almost every single person that took it. There were people crying because they were just so done on. It was just crazy. So look for this next year because I will be starting to put together next year's workshops. And I'm so excited because but it was crazy for me. It was absolutely crazy. I did this huge Hindu wedding, and then the next day my retreat started. And so after this, I'm a little tired. And I thought about what am I going to do in the next 30 days? I have one more big week. Next week is a very big week. This week I have a wedding on Sunday, but it's not stressing me out. It's so interesting on how, I see some people with a couple $1,000 weddings just stressed out. And then you move on, and then it's $5,000 wedding stress you out, and then this wedding's like 8,700, and it just isn't even stressing me out, which is just so funny because it's all like it has to get into the 20s for me to start being, this is gonna be a little bit of work, but I after that, I was really thinking about what am I gonna do to get Jenny's groove back and to really, in the next 30 days, really focus on just having like this kind of renewed energy, this renewed kind of focus, this renewed, the kids are going back to school and, how am I going to capitalize on just really taking care of myself and start making big decisions like putting the workshops together for next year and just doing fun things. So I want to talk about some different things that I have done when I have done this before, but maybe some of these are new for you, and I'd love for you to get at least one juicy nugget out of here that maybe you can start doing to help start shifting your energy to a really good energy of abundance, because we all treat ourselves. Imagine buying a car, the car you have always wanted. Then let's just say you got a Bugatti or you got a Lambo or I saw a McLaren today when I was out with my kids, or, you just got something really, really cool, and then you pulled up to the pump and you put the cheapest, shittiest gas in it you could find. Then let's just say you never changed the oil. You never washed it. It's always running on empty, and then getting mad that you're like mad at it that it's not like performing well. This is exactly what we do to ourselves all the time. So if this is you, I totally see you. I totally get it. But for the next 30 days, treat ourselves like we deserve and require premium fuel. And so, premium fuel to me comes in 5 different areas. So, the first area is your environment. With this workshop being here, you guys, I busted ass to get things looking good around here. I hired additional help and resources, and so much help to really make this look great. And Cleaning your environment, organizing your environment, decluttering your environment is a game changer for your energy. When you walk into your studio or your house or a room in your house and there is shit everywhere, that is like chaos in your brain because your brain like then starts to think, I'm a failure because look at this house. Or God, I'm not good at cleaning. I'm not good at keeping things together. I'm not good at, and then we start going down that spiral. Or why can't I be better at this? And then you're just like asking all these hypothetical pondering questions of when you're going to stop sucking less at organizing this, or when I have money, then I'm going to do this and I'm going to get a better couch and I'm going to do this. But it can cost no money for you to just take 10, 15 minutes and improve one area. So we have this built-in hutch, and right when you walk in the house, it's like the first thing you see. And every time I've piled the mail up there and I've piled like my receipts up there, and it just feels like shit. The first thing I do is I clean the hutch because it's the first thing that I see every time I walk into the house. Because that's the main, like, it's our back entrance to our house, but it's like the main entrance that, we, from our family standpoint, enter. So cleaning that is huge. I go in and I wanted to make it feel even better after initially organized it. I went and got some cute plants. I got some cute containers like out of the $3 to $5 section in Target. And, that has our pens in it and pencils and, like some post-it notes and just organize things in these really pretty glass with wood top containers. Then I found a pretty, like, kind of horse head cast, and that's there. So there's all these fun baskets that all of the paper and, like, the kids' workbook, activity books are in, and just all the things, and then, these beautiful glass containers, these plants, these, just it looks way better, and it makes me happy when I see it. Same thing in my studio. If my workbench has shit all over it when I walk in, or if there's stems on the ground all over, that doesn't ever feel good. I'm like, oh, God, the studio's a mess. It, when you come into s- uh, basically like physical chaos, it's never going to feel good. So to immediately shift your energy, clean your space, clean a thing. Focus on something that bothers you the most and attack it. All right. The next thing I want to talk about, and this has been a big game changer for me, is taking care of my body better. I am 47 and I have been in a couple car accidents. I work really, really hard, and my body, I mean, like I lift a lot. Especially now that we own a farm, I unloaded like 600 pounds of cracked corn just a little bit ago. So, like, my body, I play hard. So, I need to make sure that I'm taking care of it. And especially like during this really busy wedding week, then going into the retreat, like a lot of those things felt like they fell apart. So, the first thing that I did to start resetting, even though we're not, I have a busy week next week, you can always start to get more sleep. I normally am a go to bed at midnight to 12:30, and I went to bed at 10 o'clock the last 3 or 4 nights since the retreat because I'm tired. My body needs to catch up. And sometimes even one day of catch up sleep is going to make a huge difference. Try things to help your sleep be better. Make your sleep improved. I have been getting notifications the last 3 days that I have a high sleep score. You guys, that never happens. I never have a high sleep score. I generally don't sleep well. I haven't slept well, and I'm putting that out in the universe, which I shouldn't be. But I have struggled with sleep. I have done a lot of things to work on my sleep, but it has just been something that I have always had to work on. And so for me to get a high sleep score is a really big deal, and really I'm excited about it. The next thing that I think was a really big shift for me, and I have gone through iterations of this, is starting to work out. So I love going to CrossFit and I love getting movement in, but really, I love being around CrossFit gyms because they're around a bunch of badass MFers that are just like going hard and like just are pushing themselves. And I love being around that energy. That to me is something you don't need to be going to a gym for. I can walk around the farm. I get a lot of exercise around our farm. You can walk around your block. You can go and get for really cheap different workout things to do at home. There's apps that you can work out for super cheap. You can get free YouTube videos, but you can just go for a walk and move your body, and that's going to make an immense difference. All right, the next thing is just eating better. Have you ever had those times where you're like going and you're just like, oh my God, I'm craving so much carbs and I want to eat pizza and I want to eat some pasta and I just want to eat all of this crap? Or you're going through like a really wanting protein, like high protein, like craving protein. I've been a vegetarian since I was 10. So, you guys, that's a long time. And so I go through bits of really craving protein. I have all of these like protein fixes. I love keto chow, especially the pistachio or the peanut butter cup protein shakes. They're so good. And, just getting that extra protein. So if I want to take care of my body, like me getting extra protein makes a really big difference because when I am protein deficient, I am dragging booty a little bit and I don't want to drag booty. I like going hard. And so I know that if I have a big day, I'm going to start off my day with a protein shake. I'm going to start off my day with a protein bar. I also love the Protein One chocolate chip bars. They're so good. And I will put these things in my show notes in case you want to check them out because I absolutely love them. Another thing I've recently been trying is mouth tape, you guys, for my sleep. And that has been really interesting. And I felt more rested doing that as well because I know that I'm a big open mouth sleeper. And that, is just, it affects your sleep because you're not really getting that deep breath. You're getting really shallow breaths. But getting more protein, super big deal. I absolutely love the keto chow, the Protein One bars, because I know that I'm going to get a really big burst in a small thing. And that makes a big difference because you should be getting, I try to at least get 100 grams of protein a day. And that is also along the way coupled with eating better, eating more protein, and then working out. Like I have lost, let's see, I think I'm at 40 pounds now. And I am not a person that my success or my image is tied to my weight, but I do feel good when I am at around the weight that I'm at right now. I feel, just a little bit stronger. And I like feeling strong because I really like to do harder things. And especially with having to do so many strenuous things with animal care. I mean, you guys, in the last week, I've wrestled a 4-month-old Highland cow to get medicine in its mouth. I've wrestled 5 sheep to get medicine in their mouth. I have lifted over 1,000, probably more like 1,500 pounds of corn and feed and all of these things. I've carried hay bales. I've weeded. I've moved an abundant amount of things around. I've helped put cattle panels up to line our fencing, like all the things. So I want to feel strong. I love being skinny. I mean, who doesn't love being skinnier? But I like being strong better. That to me is success. Then, of course, you should be drinking more water and prioritizing drinking water. And I know when I get run down, like I'm craving water more. And that is a big, like, when you're dehydrated, it's really hard because you're, again, probably throw in whatever pop or energy drink or whatever in your body, and that's just not the same as water is. And so you're putting the cheap gas in again, and we really need to stop putting cheap gas in. Then I love, like, when I get a new outfit or when I'm, like, having something special, like, just getting dressed in something that makes me feel good. I took the kids back to school shopping today, and we stopped at the White House Black Market. I love that store, you guys. It's my favorite store, White House Black Market. And I bought some cute kind of khaki-ish pants and a cute little shirt, and I love it. And I know I'm gonna feel really good when I put that outfit on, and I know that it's something that just makes me happy when I am wearing something cute, and especially I had different outfits for all of our different events, so I had, like, a cowgirl-inspired one, and then that was more casual for our cowboy hat bar night and meet and greet night, and then I had a cute little red and watermelon pink dress for our Strawberry Fields event, and then that went into I had a really cute upper kind of dressy cowgirl-inspired dress for night 3. And, I loved getting dressed up. It was so fun and getting accessories, and some of those things were, like, so inexpensive, but I just felt so good about wearing them or, like, how it all came together, and it felt good to be complimented. I mean, everybody loves compliments, and it felt good because I felt like all of that effort I put in for all of these details made such a big difference. And the next one really with taking care of your body is sunlight. I get so much sun now, and I am not a person who I'm very, very pale. My mom was in the pale skin club, like, she religiously put a million sunscreens on, a million things to take care of her skin, and I think I learned that in early age, so I've never been, like, a tanning bed person, never been, like, a person that's going out and not protecting their skin, but I feel like the sunlight here has just woken me up so much more, and so if you need a pick me up, go outside and stand in the sun. I literally go outside and I'll bring, like, my baby goats or something like that, and I'll put them in a meadow so for them to play, and then I literally just soak in the sun, and it's so good for you, for me, for anyone, so definitely try to get some sun. Alright, the next one, I wanna focus your brain energy. If you were spending an abundant amount of time on social media and you wonder, especially, I'm gonna throw it out there, if you were in Facebook especially. To me, Facebook feels like shit in comparison to Instagram. All the news stories, all the clickbaity shit that just really doesn't live on Instagram for whatever reason, you're soaking all of that energy up. I understand, like, the current court case going on with that mother who killed her children is horrible, but it and I wanna learn about it, but it is killing my brain and my energy level by soaking all of that up. People doing horrible shit that I have no impact on all over the world, which we see all the time. I care about the world. I care about people being good human beings. But, like, you taking that energy in is killing your energy. You're letting it crawl into your brain and set up shop and fuck your energy. So anytime you can mitigate, I call it just surrounding yourself with basically propaganda that is positive. So how can you surround yourself with positive propaganda? Podcasts, reading books that are inspiring. How can you take in something that you know is going to be joyful, bring you joy, make you think, and make you push yourself to be like this next level happier version of yourself. With your brain in the same kind of token, you want to be spending time with people who energize you. So if you also have these people who are sucking the ever loving life out of you, it is going to be hard to get your groove back when you have vampires chasing you for all of your energy. So, how can you also mitigate either exposure? There are people in my life that I choose not to spend time with based on their vampire quotient. I just can't. I am not, I want to take my energy and kick ass and take names with that energy. I don't need my energy robbed. I just don't even, I can't because for me to be at the success level that I've been at, if I would let everybody steal my energy and steal my mojo, steal my whatever, there is no way I would have had I have people say, and actually I had a ton of people say this at the retreat. I don't know how you do it, Jeni. This is crazy. Do you no longer do weddings? Because how do you do this? It's because I protect my peace so much that it is kind of ridiculous. I am not going to let those things poison the well. I am making sure that I am optimizing who I am, not letting people basically putting the shitty gas as humans around me. I'm not going to allow the shitty gas in my minivan because I like minivans. If I owned a fancy car, I don't even know what I would buy because I like minivans so much. Isn't that funny? But also, your brain needs to be stimulated. You need to have it whenever you can go in and start going, okay, I have all of these big things. And this is one thing that I love to do. I've already started dreaming about the three workshops for next year and what they're going to be like. I have already thought through, God, what do I want to change? Like, I think I want to have somebody come and give lasso lessons, or I want to have somebody come and we should, as a group, do line dancing. And I want to have the tarot card reader again, but maybe if we made it more intimate and hadn't come on the first day. And, just like all of these different things. I'm already thinking through that because that is getting my brain kind of boiling. And I'm using that creativity of, especially whenever I like to do a postmortem of any event. But I'm going through and I'm like, what did I love? What did I wish was different? What could I make better? What would be cool? And I'm really going through and just kind of dreaming. And your brain dreaming is something that we don't do enough of, I feel like, because we're always feeling like we're drowning. And I have dreamed of so many things that have actually happened now because this whole retreat, and I actually got really emotional during the retreat when I'm standing at the table and I see all these people because 5 years ago, when me and my husband started talking about buying a farm, I told him that someday, and I should have put a timeline on it because that would have made it more real. I said, I'm going to have people fly on airplanes to come to our farm and learn flowers from me. But it's not just going to be about flowers. It's going to be this immersive experience that's just unlike nobody else's. And I was standing up there and I realized, and I'd come obviously to the realization that had happened. But at that moment, looking at everybody eating at this table and in this barn, I felt like I manifested all of this, you guys. And that started with dreaming. That started with my brain pushing itself and me wanting to create something that was different and better. And when we start pushing ourselves and creating, and this doesn't need to be you probably might have no desire to have a farm. You might have no desire to have people come here and teach flowers or do whatever. But you might desire to have a really pretty rose garden. Or you might desire to have a pottery wheel and that you're going to do pottery on, which my husband just got me one for our anniversary, guys. I'm so stoked. You might just whatever it is, painting, you might want to cook something, photograph something, create without performance and get your brain moving. All right, the next thing that I really love to do is bang out unfinished tasks. When I need to reset my brain and stop feeling like shit and like I'm overwhelmed, I go to my to-do list and I'm like, what are the easiest things so I could just check some boxes? I want to check some boxes. How can I check some boxes? That will give you so much momentum when you feel like you just got a bunch of shit done. When I go in, I usually like do like 5 to 10 of these tasks on my thing. Like, and it could be something stupid like get my Menards receipts together to submit for my rebate, whatever it is, because I buy a lot of shit at Menards. Like, just getting that one thing done and being able to check, it feels so good, you guys. I also try to go in when I'm doing these things and going like, how could I make this easier? So part of your brain isn't just we mostly sit in that I only have the shitty gas available to me. The shitty gas is what I'm stuck with. How can we figure out pick one area? Like how could we make our life better? Could we potentially get grocery delivery? Could we have somebody come help us clean? Could we get some admin help? Could we get meal prep help? Could we get grocery delivery? We started doing like Target pickup. What could you do to just also create more space for your brain to really be able to like relax and have more space for fun and more space for creativity, more space for you? All right. The next thing I want to talk about is your joy. We often are just holding on to what we are living in now. But what if we booked something? What if we booked a pottery class? What if we booked a sourdough class? What if we booked a painting class? What if we booked a concert? And they don't have to be like big money things. It could even be like you're booking a time with your girlfriends to go down to have an adventure at a park. We have a really pretty park called Minnehaha Falls. And it's like they have this kind of seafood place there. You can go eat. I don't eat seafood, but I could see this being fun for others. I love going to Cafe Latte in St. Paul, Minnesota. It's like so fun for me. It's one of my favorite restaurants. They have like all these beautiful desserts. And like, could you do that? Could you create something that brings you joy? Could you read a book to bring you joy? Could I try to my life is filled with so much joy. If I go downstairs, there is a really sexy looking motorcycle that brings me so much joy to even just look at it. I love on my screensaver on my phone, I have my vision board, and looking at that brings me joy. Reading brings me joy. Sitting down, snuggling my son brings me joy. Like seeing my daughter create all these crafts, and I just brought her to horse lessons, and that brings me so much joy. Like, how are you filling your life with joy? How are you filling it with fun, creativity, adventure? How are you surrounding yourself with friends that motivate you? Like this last, retreat, the girls stayed till like 10:30 at night because they're so connected with each other. They're like texting each other. And so like they have friendships now. How could you find some friends that think like you or more like you? Like that you want to talk to them? Or do you have friends that you're just like I like them, but I don't like them? Like that you're like craving talking to them? Like you're craving their energy, you're craving their space, you're craving, just being around them and like you miss them a lot? Like how could you get some friends and actually invest time in finding friends that make you feel that way? All right. The next one I want to talk about is your future. We often, this is another we often, like are just running around with shitty gas in our tank and feeling like we don't have anything to give. But if we don't invest in our future, if we don't do something to change, we are going to have the same result. It is crazy to me how many people I've coached that are like, nothing's working, everything sucks. And I look and audit what they're doing. And I'm like, absolutely, that shit is happening because you're not posting on Instagram. You haven't been reaching out to any planners. You haven't posted your work anywhere. You don't have any processes really to handle a lead coming in, and you're overwhelmed and exhausted. So you have shitty energy on top of it. Like, how are we expecting brilliance in this state? So we need to do something brave. We need to change the narrative. We need to make a different decision. We need to remove energy links. We need to take one action towards that next version of yourself. And it's interesting because, like, I see the girls that I asked everybody why they came to the floral rockstar retreat. And it's like, I need an energy reboot. I just wanted to do something really fun and inspiring. And I wanted to be on a farm with nature and flowers. And then in my mastermind, I asked the same thing. And it's like, people are like, I'm tired of doing it the way I used to be doing it. I need change. And you guys, I am there to push you like you have not been pushed before. I will call you on your shit. I will push you to be the next level version of yourself. I will help you see the holes that are holding you back. And I am cheering you on the whole time. There are ways to change your future, but you need to take action. And I hope you do, because you deserve abundance. You deserve, realistically, like, you deserve so much more than what you think you even is possible. Like, if I look back even 10 years ago, 5 years ago, or actually, I married my husband. We just had our anniversary. I married him 7 years ago. And so, like, 8.5 years ago, if I think back to, like, the struggle bus I was on with going through everything with Bella's dad and finding out about her autism diagnosis and working full time and dealing with a bunch of idiots there all the time because salesmen that just sometimes just, it's like, I had a guy fall asleep in a meeting and he totally just thought it was okay. Like, they're just like grown up boys running around thinking that they should be paid $150,000 when they're just like failing in life. It was such a struggle. And I thought forward and just like dreamt of all these things. But you guys, like, I took action like crazy. I have invested probably, I think, over $100,000 in myself, just in coaching, in making me the better version of myself. And this isn't like me therapy or medical. I'm not even talking about those things. I'm talking about like me trying to change my state and being around people who inspire me. Even the mastermind I'm in right now is pushes me. Seeing everything those people are doing, it pushes me. Seeing people like achieve is pushing me. So if you are looking for a conduit of change, you need to be in the Floral CEO Mastermind. I'll put the link in the show notes, but you can also head to floralceo.com/mastermind. And you guys, we're almost 3 months out from a new year. September, October, November. Oh, 4 months. So 4 months. We're like squeaking through. We have a third of the year left. If you are thinking that next year is going to be different, newsflash, it's not going to be unless you do something about it. So now is your time. Now is a better time than anybody, because if you wait for January 1st, you're going to have that. You're going to have a slump, and you're going to have you're going to have to get momentum when you could start your momentum today. All of these things will start shifting your energy in the next month. All of this will start being the positive push in the right direction that you deserve. Thank you so much for listening, flower friend, and you have an amazing flower-filled day.